Hey there, good morning. It's Meteorologist Julia Kwedi giving you an update on this very bitterly cold weather that we have in the forecast today and tomorrow for your Monday morning. That's leading us to have today and tomorrow set as our weather impact alert days, just due to how bitterly cold and how dangerously cold, I should add, that our wind chill values are going to be today into the overnight and by the time you're waking up on your Monday morning. Right now, taking a look at our downtown cam, you can see that cloud cover that was actually a bit thicker starting out earlier this morning around 5 or 6 o'clock has now begun to break apart and decrease, and that's going to be set ahead for us by this afternoon too. Looking at mostly sunny, lots of those blue skies as well, but those sunny skies are not going to help us out in terms of our temperatures feeling any warmer at all today. It's definitely going to be a very cold day for us across East Tennessee. And honestly, I should make note of that earlier this morning around the 5 or 6 o'clock hours, that's when we experienced our warmest temperatures that we're going to feel all throughout the day today. It is only going to get colder from here, and already we're seeing our temperatures fall, now sitting into the 20s and close to the teens for us at this point, as our temperatures will continue to make that downward spiral along with our wind chill values, otherwise known as our feel-like temperatures, all throughout the day today. And again, like I mentioned, leading into the overnight. So you're seeing right now on your screen how, again, conditions are just going to be bitterly cold for us, not only air temperature wise, but wind chill value wise. And that's what makes it so dangerous in terms of why we're needing that today and tomorrow to be weather impact alert days, just because of how cold it's going to feel to our bodies. Now, what's adding towards the problem in terms of why our wind chill values are going to fall to the range that they're going to be in today and tomorrow morning is going to be those winds coming in from the northeast. So right now, looking at our wind speeds, it's clocking nearby 16 miles an hour at the most for those higher wind speeds that are sustained at this moment. Now, looking at our wind gusts, those are going closer to 20 or 22 miles an hour. So if you're already looking at air temperatures sitting into the 20s or even the teens, and then you're adding faster wind speeds on top of that, that's what creates the environment of us having a big difference in terms of where our air temperatures are sitting in comparison to those seriously low wind chill values, as low as the single digits, as we're forecasted to have those conditions be by the time we head into the overnight and waking up and starting our day on Monday morning. So again, just reiterating, that's the primary reason why today and tomorrow morning are going to be our weather impact alert days, because of just how cold our wind chill values are going to be across the region for us here in East Tennessee. So the biggest necessities that you're going to have to do in terms of being prepared for this weather that we're going to have in the forecast again today and tomorrow is dressing warmly. You need to make sure that you have those heaviest coats, those thickest gloves, those thickest hats as well, all the layers that you can put on to make sure you are feeling warm and comfortable heading outdoors if you have to. Also, you want to make sure that you're limiting your time outdoors. It's not the type of weather where you want to spend extended periods of time outside, because if you're not even dressed warm enough and you're spending extended periods of time outdoors, you can easily find yourself in the situation dealing with either frostbite or hypothermia. And we don't want to have to deal with any of those issues when we don't have to, especially if all we need to do is dress warmly and keep in mind of not spending too much time outdoors today and tomorrow due to these frigid conditions that we're going to have in place. Now, again, like I mentioned, with those wind chill values falling as low nearby zero, especially across the horseshoe, so it's going to be around the plateau communities, plateau counties, southeastern Kentucky, southwestern Virginia, and along the higher elevations. They're, of course, going to have that cold weather advisory that went into place sooner than other portions of East Tennessee. That went into place at 7 o'clock this morning, will continue to be in effect until 10 o'clock in the morning on our Monday. For our valley communities, we're going to start experiencing our coldest wind chill values, or our wind chill values falling into more of a dangerous range as we head towards 5 o'clock this evening. So that's when our cold weather advisory will go into place, and all of us will join around other communities and counties across East Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky, as well as southwestern Virginia, being in place until 10 o'clock in the morning on our Monday. So again, just really want to make sure that you're really heeding the warning here in terms of dressing warmly and just being prepared for these awfully dangerously cold conditions that we're going to have in the forecast today and ahead for us tomorrow. And looking at our wind chill factors in terms of where those values are going to sit by 1 o'clock this afternoon, they're going to continue to fall. As you can see, over towards our plateau communities nearby Jamestown and Huntsville, they're going to have already forecast wind chill values into the single digits, while our valley communities already being somewhat spared a little bit, but again, still awfully cold, well below freezing for those feel-like temperatures, going to be into the teens and reaching towards the teens and maybe the lower 20s across maybe southernmost valley communities by 1 o'clock this afternoon. And then by the time we're waking up and starting our day tomorrow morning on our Monday, most of us going to be sitting in those single digits in terms of where our wind chill values will be sitting at that time frame. So even for the kiddos heading out the door tomorrow, waiting at the bus stop or heading out to school, you want to make sure they're dressing appropriately as well, because again, these are dangerous type of conditions where, just to reiterate, easily can get frostbite, easily have to deal with hypothermia type issues if you are not careful in terms of dressing warm enough if you have to spend any time outdoors today or tomorrow. Now, looking at our lows for tonight, otherwise known as our morning lows, so these are the type of temperatures that we're going to have by the time we're waking up and starting our day on our Monday. Those will be ranging into the single digits, of course, for the plateau communities, but in the teens for most of East Tennessee. Now, these are our actual temperatures. But again, like I just showed you a moment ago with our wind chill values, those will be in the single digits for a majority of our neighborhoods and communities across East Tennessee. So those are the numbers that you really want to take more to heart in comparison to our actual air temperatures, because the wind chill values, that is how it's going to feel to your body when you're stepping outside. It's going to feel like the single digits across East Tennessee by the time we're waking up and starting our day on our Monday morning. Now, thankfully, this weather pattern is not going to stick around forever. We're going to see that we'll start to have a bit more of a change up in our weather pattern, going back towards above average temperatures by the time we're reaching our Tuesday and definitely by the midweek. But just want to reiterate again why we are going to be under weather impact alert days today and tomorrow, just because those sharply colder temperatures are in place for us today, and they're going to stick around until your Monday morning. So again, bitterly cold temperatures, dangerous wind chills into the teens and single digits. Want to make sure that you're going to dress in layers, use all the hats, the gloves, the sweaters, the sweater vests, maybe even your heaviest, most coats that you can wear as well, on top of all those extra layers that you have on your body. But also you want to keep in mind protecting a couple of the P's. So, of course, people, your pets, you also want to make sure you're protecting your pipes, so making sure they're insulated and that they're covered up so they don't burst and that doesn't cause an issue, of course, around your home. So a lot of precautions that you need to make sure that if you didn't get them taken care of yesterday, take care of them today before things get even colder and dangerously colder, with our wind chill values eventually falling into the single digits overnight tonight and by the time you're waking up and starting your day tomorrow on your Monday. Now, like I mentioned, changes will be coming, thankfully, in terms of our jet stream starting to have a bit of a zonal flow. And that's going to allow for a warm up in our temperatures going back towards near average and then above average as we head towards the midweek, and by the time we reach towards your Thursday for sure, with temperatures forecasted to reach into the lower 60s. So looking at our temperature outlook over the next 6 to 10 days, we are looking at a warmer weather pattern beyond your 7-day forecast here. Like I mentioned, in the next 6 to 10 days, we are looking at warmer temperatures well above average for us in the forecast. So even though we have to deal with those frigid conditions today and tomorrow, I think we can get through it so we can have these warmer, nicer conditions that we can look forward to ahead for us in the forecast. Again, beginning on your Tuesday, getting back up into those upper 40s and then reaching into those 50s by your Wednesday, and then those 60s. That's the day I know personally I can't wait for on Thursday, with those warmer temperatures that will be back in the forecast. And again, this looks to be maintained at least for the next 6 to 10 days in our region with these above average conditions here in the area. Now, also, we're going to see that our rain chances will begin to pick up as well, beginning as early on Thursday, but again, it's a little far out, so we'll continue to monitor that and see how promising those rain chances will actually end up being for us in the region. But either way, I'm excited for those warmer temperatures that we'll have in the area as things start to improve and get back up towards near and then above average temperatures here in the region by the time we reach your midweek. So again, just to reiterate, make sure you're staying weather aware in terms of those cold temperatures that will be in the forecast today leading into tomorrow morning or Monday. For sure, really want to make sure you're taking those extra precautions to heart, especially with those single digit wind chill values that will be in the forecast, waking up and starting your day on your Monday morning. We'll have more updates as we have them and keep you up to date on how our impacts continue to change, especially with these colder wind chill values that will set in by this afternoon. So more updates to come on that. But again, make sure you stay warm, stay bundled up, and stay tuned to your forecast here at 10 News.